Good morning, Professor and class. For my week's discussion, I pulled up the topic of a restaurant in Palm Springs. It was brought to us by Channel 3 News. So as it went, the restaurant manager come in one night to pick up some food for his family and all, and he was working and they were picking up their order. And while they were picking up their order, the owner, Tony, come in and offered them some snacks, some treats, just something, show appreciation for his employees. So he took them off to the side near the opening of the restaurant, took them off to the side and just gave them some free treats while this is going on with the whole corona and all this, unique times. Well, while they were enjoying their snacks and enjoying their time, the Palm Springs city ordinance enforcement come in and cited the restaurant for serving during this epidemic because the restaurants were not supposed to be serving food or were not supposed to be, offering sit-down service. They were only supposed to offer takeout. Well, the manager was trying to point out, or sorry, not the manager, the owner pointed out that Mr. Tony to the enforcement that, look, this ain't me making money on these people. This is me rewarding some of my employees and friends. And just a little side deal, it's a small number of people I had off to the side. Confrontation come out of it, ordinance pushing, nope, you're serving a sit-down style. Tony arguing his half that, look, I'm not serving a sit-down style, I'm just serving friends. Goes on, escalates, finally the cops are called. Cops disperse it and says, this would be better just to sign, agree to the violation or citation and fight it later. So Mr. Tony, the owner, decided to do that. As soon as everybody left, Tony went to social media, took his frustration out to see if anybody else had concerns or felt the same issues that he felt with it. I mean, he was getting fined $1,000 for this, and he thought that was just way too much for a first offense, or way too much for, I wasn't making money on these people, I was just serving friends. What's different than me doing it at my house? Well, Mr. Tony takes it to of course, the great new invention we use a lot now is our social media, and it brought up a huge following, a huge crowd of people who kind of agreed with Tony that this is kind of going too far. Story goes on, it gets into Palm Springs city manager, David Reddy. So Mr. Reddy got the case, and he's seen there was a huge potential for some issues here. So to diffuse it, he's like, let's take this as a learning experience. He has reached out to the restaurant owner, Mr. Tony, trying to say this is a learning experience, that we're all going through a unique time. It's not something that we're daily taking with this. This is new for all of us, and that we should take this as a learning experience, that as code enforcers, they're not there to make money off of the restaurant. They're simply there trying to push the point that that's kind of not what we need to see. This is what we want to see. $1,000 might be a little much. We kind of agree. So we'll drop the citation, and we'd like to reach out to you because there's so many changes here that there's a chance of there being an error. So, Mr. Reed trying to take it from let's cut it up as a learning approach and let's me and you get together and resolve this. Kind of a let's save face for both of us. Now that we're through the background of the story, which I'll post the link near the bottom of this in case one of y'all want to read the story too. But the two questions I have, okay, Mr. Tony, the owner, you've seen his approach. He had a confrontation with the city ordinance, and as a manager or as an owner, he took the approach of, let me take it to social media. Let me use that outlet as a source of fighting my cause. He did, and it worked very well for him in his case. But do you think that is the best approach? Do you think, can you think of another avenue we might have used? Or do you really think in a scenario like this that was one of the more powerful tools and it worked, so it's one you would have stuck with too? So looking forward to hear your response to see what avenue you'd use. And then taking it from the city side, Mr. Reddy's case, where, okay, I've got the city, a lot of people in the city that are kind of against what's going on, but I still got my employees who, they made their decision and followed through with it and kind of followed the code to as they thought. So instead of confronting either half, kind of give a give a little each way. We'll call it a learning experience and move on. Kind of save face for both halves. I kind of think that was a pretty good approach. But what's your comment? See what you think. I'll post the questions too in case it gets kind of messed up in the discussion part. I'll have it written down below and with the link. Hope y'all having a great day and looking forward to seeing y'all's responses. Goodbye.